The new guy. I can't say I hate my job. Seeing whole galaxies burst out in unquenchable flames of agony, regret, and guilt does bring a sense of satisfaction, considering the hassle. It always feels good to be on the winning side, and if you're on the Dark Lord's side, it's easy to convince yourself that victory is inevitable. I've seen it again and again in all corners of all the observable space that surrounds me. Idealistic leaders, tired of the grinding poverty and chaos of the past, rise. Their mouths are filled with honey for sweet promises of bright futures. Predictably, they attract a mass of equally wishful thinkers. The Dark Lord has seen this script play out again and again. Nothing is really new. No matter how the suns struggle with each other in your solar system, just like gravity, ambition, confusion, and ultimately selfishness, win the day for the Dark Lord. It's as if he doesn't even have to do anything. Our inner demons, regardless of the shape, form, and color they take, always get the better of us. The Dark Lord doesn't have to go through the bother of forming another demon. Pretty soon, all these hopeful struggles against the lesser angels of our nature fail. I've seen it firsthand. The crumpled, smoldering ruins of previously great palaces full of hope. The burned-out charred remains of high and tall places of worship. I've also tragically witnessed the complete demolition of massive concrete depositories of wisdom vaporized seemingly as an afterthought. Being a demon in the Dark Lord's ever-present and victorious army can sometimes be overwhelming. How can it not be? Seeing a face of a confused angel suddenly contorted in an agony of doubt and betrayal, which will lead to somebody else's pain. That's my job. I sow confusion. You don't have to have a tall, muscular body or a sultry figure for what I do. In fact, I am convinced I don't even have to appear because I already exist in every heart. From cephalopod with their plasticine-formed and ethereal floating presence to the depths of oceanic waves, I find myself in the eyes of sentient squids and all other creatures. The universal need for self-preservation keeps life thriving, pulsating, and struggling against odds in all four corners of our known universe. It is precisely the whisper of a suggestion to tweak this innate, primordial, unstoppable drive. Just 1 degree is enough. That's what I do. No matter how lofty the ambition, how consuming the zeal to serve others, and how they strive for the greater good, I only need to remind them of what exists inside them. And just as the Dark Lord continuously reminds us, his demon legion, it all leads to the same place. It all leads to hell. This is where things get interesting. Hell can take many different forms. It's very tempting to define it solely as the depths of our greatest fears, disappointments, and crushing sense of abandonment. It's easy to imagine piles of bodies barely living, screaming out in vain, their voices rising like soon-to-be extinguished fumes escaping from a deep, bottomless pit on the ground. But that's just one way of imagining hell. My favorite involves a huge tower of steel glass and polished stone. A monument, if you will, for our collective striving for the best, the highest, and the purest. As your eyes take in this huge spire, seemingly defiant against all living organisms' base instincts, you see its seeming purity standing out against the darkness that consumes us from within. This brightness standing in the dark proves its undoing because that's where pride comes in. That's when my whispers take effect. It's as if they claw at you from inside your heart, and you don't know what's happening. I'll take it further. You don't want to know. Surely, it's everybody else's fault. Everybody else is wrong, but not me. No matter what language or primitive biological clickings or tappings communicate such sentiments, I know I've won, and so has my Dark Lord. So as I show up here at this decrepit, 24-hour corner coffee shop in the middle of nowhere, empty except for the baristas with their perfectly ironed aprons with matching blank stares, I show up for the master. He loves lattes. There's something about the contrast of the jet-black Turkish Sumatran blend, and the Cordovan milk produces this contrast of dark and light swirling in a paper cup. Cordovan milk, of course, comes from rare, genetically engineered bovines. Safely ensconced in one of the many corporate farms of the parent company of this coffee shop, I cannot help but chuckle. Appearances have always been deceiving.